Hey everybody, this is something I don't do real often. I mostly try to do educational stuff. But I remember, what was it, night before last, watching the president's speech about jobs being number one job, making more jobs. You make that a little bit bigger so you can read it. Now, wasn't GM the one that took a bunch of bailout money? And right here I'm reading GM to expand facilities, not in the USA, but in Thailand. Will spend $500 million in Thailand. Now here in Tennessee, they're closing down a Spring Hill plant, putting thousands of people out of work. Thousands. And in the community, it's going to bankrupt that community. Because they built stores and everything all around that plant just to support that plant here. It's called the Saturn plant they built. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. Because, they figured, it's easier to build, upgrade their plants up north is what they said. Now, here is proof positive that the General Motors executives, board of directors, all the way up to the CEO. Okay, all y'all religious people, close your ears, hold your finger over your ears. He's a lying son of a bitch. Lying bastard. And the President of the United States should have known about this. Are they in footsies together? GM, $500 million of your tax dollars is going to Thailand. Huh. How come that ain't on front page? Oh, wait a minute. Most of these things are liberal people. Okay, now I got another thing up here. Of course, everybody's seen the debt clock. Here's the debt clock. Just clickety, 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 click. A little over almost 12 and a third trillion dollars debt. This is from last year, November 24th of last year. The FDIC back then had a negative balance of $8.2 billion. That means the people that insure your savings accounts are basically bankrupt. Okay, now here's the state's unemployment. And some of these states aren't doing too bad right now. They have a good trust fund. Tennessee, and I'll tell you why Tennessee says it's insolvent. Because Tennessee has a constitutional amendment where it can't go in debt. So when their unemployment fund runs out, if the federal government doesn't give Tennessee money to extend the unemployment, Tennessee's unemployment will be gone in the next few months. People that are on all those extended benefits will be over with. Now, I don't know how I've talked to some people up in these other states, you know who you are, said they've been drawing unemployment for, 2 years now. Back in the mid-'80s, I was unemployed during a pretty nasty recession, early 80s. And I was on unemployment, and I think it was one time we got a 6-month extension. And after that extension was over with, it was over. So I drew unemployment for almost a year and 3 months. But when it ran out, it was gone. It was gone. So, luckily, not too long after it ran out, I got wound up in the trucking business. But anyway, Reagan had come in and it started getting better. So anyway, that's a little tracker of the reserves. All this stuff here is pointing. I don't know why the stock market is up where it's at. They say their indicators are better. Where's the indicators that are better? I don't see it. I see GM moving to Thailand. Maybe that's what's making GM stock go higher. they're gonna be more profitable, but not here in this country. This is your global economy at work right here, folks. You know, them Thailandese, they can work for $10 a day. But anyway, that's my economic rant. I guess we better keep on stocking up on things. I don't see it getting any better. I go through this news and I see people saying their economic indicators are getting better. Everything's getting better. I don't know where they're getting it from, because, I mean, when I see stuff like this, it looks like it's getting worse. But there's your tax money at work. President Obama, during his State of the Union, said he's gonna cut the tax cuts out to these companies sending jobs over there. Let's see what kind of lying sack of shit he is. Let's see if he cuts GM off. That's what we need to do. Just cut GM. Too big to fail my ass. GM and all the rest of them. You know what? I will be assassinated, but I may have to run for president. My first day in office, I'll have to kick out the Secret Service, get me a couple of SEAL teams, and go lock myself in a bunker, because I guarantee you some of these people will go out and assassinate me, try to assassinate me, but when I go in there and fire about half of them. I think that's Commander-in-Chief's privilege, isn't it? CEO, we get to fire people. See some big government cuts. All right. So I'm unelectable. Don't vote for me if you're gay. If you don't believe in God, don't vote for me. If you're a big corporate bigwig, don't vote for me. If you're a government employee, don't vote for me. Because one of the things I'm going to do is, if you're a public servant, I'll get rid of the public servant union. There won't be no union if you work for the people. That means you are a public servant. Unions for private organizations only. But if you work for the public, the people of the United States, no union. You can get your ass canned. So much for my political, presidential, that was my presidential speech. Don't I look like presidential material?